If you're over 50 and you wake up tired even after 8 full hours of sleep, I need you to stop scrolling for the next 10 minutes. Because there's one habit, something almost everyone over 50 does without thinking twice, that is quietly wrecking your sleep every single night. It's not your mattress. It's not your diet. It's not even how many hours you're getting. It's something happening in your brain, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to fix it, starting tonight. In clinic, I hear a version of this almost every week. Doctor, I'm in bed for 8 hours. I'm not drinking. I'm not stressed about anything unusual. So why do I still wake up exhausted, foggy, and stiff? Here's the truth nobody tells you. After 50, sleep isn't just about how long you sleep. It's about how your body's internal timing system, something scientists call your circadian rhythm, is aging alongside everything else. And most people are working directly against it every single night without knowing it. Stick around, because fixing this one thing doesn't just fix your sleep, it can affect your memory, your mood, your weight, and even your heart. I'll explain exactly how near the end. Let's make this simple. Your brain has an internal clock. Scientists call it the suprachiasmatic nucleus, but you can just think of it as your body's built-in scheduler. It runs on 3 main signals. 1. Light, especially morning sunlight. 2. Hormones, mainly melatonin. 3. Routine, consistent timing, day after day. This clock tells your body when to feel alert and when to feel sleepy. In your 20s and 30s, it's flexible. It can absorb a late night, a time zone change, an inconsistent schedule, and bounce back fast. But after 50, that flexibility fades. Your clock becomes more rigid and more sensitive to disruption, which means the habits that never used to bother you start quietly costing you sleep quality. Here's what commonly happens without people realizing it. You stay up late watching TV or scrolling your phone. Your bedtime shifts around night to night. Bright light hits your eyes right before bed night is. None of this keeps you awake in an obvious way. You might still fall asleep just fine. The damage is subtler. Your sleep becomes lighter, more fragmented, and less restorative, even though the clock says you got your 8 hours. That's the gap between time in bed and actual recovery. And it's the single biggest thing people over 50 misunderstand about their own sleep. Why this happens. The science, simplified. Here's what's well documented about sleep and aging. Deep sleep declines with age. Deep sleep, also called slow-wave sleep, is the stage where your body does its heaviest physical repair, tissue recovery, immune support, and clearing waste products from the brain. Sleep researchers have consistently found that the proportion of deep sleep a person gets each night drops progressively as we age, with the steepest decline often occurring in midlife. Melatonin production drops with age. Melatonin is the hormone that signals it's time to sleep. Its natural production tends to decrease as we get older, which is part of why falling and staying asleep can feel harder than it used to, even without any other health issue. Sleep becomes more fragmented. Older adults are more prone to brief nighttime awakenings, often too short to remember in the morning, but frequent enough to prevent the deep, uninterrupted cycles that leave you feeling restored. Screens make it worse. Blue light from phones and TVs suppresses melatonin release, which delays your body's natural signal to wind down, right at the moment in life when you can least afford that disruption. Think of it like an old phone battery. It's not that you're not plugging it in long enough, it's that the battery itself doesn't hold a charge the way it used to. You need the right conditions, not just more time plugged in. 4 things changing in your body right now. If you're over 50, here's what's shifting simultaneously, and why habits that didn't matter at 30 matter a lot now. 1. Melatonin is declining. Your fall asleep signal is weaker. 2. Your internal clock is shifting earlier, which is why many people naturally get sleepier earlier and wake earlier. 3. Caffeine sensitivity increases. Your body clears it more slowly. 4. Stress hits your sleep harder. Cortisol and sleep are deeply linked, and that link tightens with age. Individually, none of these are dramatic. Together, they explain why the exact same bedtime routine that worked fine in your 40s can leave you groggy in your 50s and 60s. The fix. What I actually tell my patients. Here's the good news. None of this requires medication, and none of it is complicated. These are the same 5 habits I walk patients through, in order of impact. 1. Same sleep and wake time, every day, including weekends. Consistency is the single most powerful tool for retraining an aging circadian rhythm. Even a 2-hour weekend sleep-in can undo a week of good habits. 2. Dim the lights and step away from screens an hour before bed. This gives your melatonin a chance to rise naturally, instead of being suppressed by blue light at the exact moment you need it working for you. 3. Get 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight as early as possible. This is the fastest, most natural way to reset your internal clock. Morning light exposure has one of the strongest effects on regulating circadian timing, stronger than most people expect. 4. Cut caffeine off by early afternoon. Because your body clears caffeine more slowly now, that 3 p.m. coffee can still be affecting your nervous system at 10 p.m., even if you don't feel wired. 5. Build a simple wind-down routine. Reading, gentle stretching, or slow breathing for 10 to 15 minutes signals to your brain that the day is over, a cue that becomes more important, not less, as you age. None of these are dramatic changes, but stacked together, they retrain your internal clock to do what it's supposed to do. Here's what patients tell me after a few weeks of this. They wake up clearer, not foggy. Their energy holds steady through the afternoon instead of crashing. Their mood stabilizes. And here's the bigger picture. Quality sleep after 50 isn't just about feeling rested. Poor sleep has been linked in research to higher risks of heart disease, memory decline, and metabolic issues like insulin resistance. This isn't just about how you feel tomorrow morning, it's about how your body repairs itself year after year. So here's the one thing I want you to remember. After 50, sleep isn't about duration. It's about working with your biology instead of against it. Fix your internal clock, and everything downstream, your energy, your memory, your mood, your long-term health, starts to improve. If this helped you understand your own sleep a little better, please like this video and subscribe this channel. I break down real, doctor-backed health habits like this every week. See you in next video. Take care.